like a bitter pill you blow.
On a Zoom with me is the incredible Dan Smith from Bastille, because you have a lot to talk about. Hello, welcome to Jacaranda FM.
Thank you so much for having me. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. So very excited to have new music coming out finally. So it's been like such a nice distraction for us in a very weird time. Getting to make this album, get to make this music and this song. So yeah, how are you? How's everything?
Good. I have to tell you, we are very excited to have new Bastille. In my house, every Sunday, all of us, we have Bastille and wine Sundays. And we listen to Bastille over and over again. And there are 3 songs that everyone has to listen to every single Sunday. So I'm very grateful that you have new music, because
I feel privileged but I can also tell that you're like, please stop playing those songs. Please stop playing those songs.
No, I can listen to you over and over again, but those 3 songs, my 3 roommates need to choose new ones. Okay, but seriously though, I see your hair is back to normal, so you've appeased the mental breakdown gods. Like, we are good. How is life? How are you, Dan, before we talk about the music?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. I'm fine. Obviously the last year or so has been pretty mad for everyone, but yeah, I've gone through many of the lockdown cliches of bleaching my hair and making kombucha and cooking lots and all of these things. But I really can't complain. I feel very lucky to still be able to do what I love, and yeah, it's been a strange old time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. I want to talk to you a little bit about the music, about Reorchestrated, before we jump into the new single that's launching very, very soon. In Reorchestrated, you talk a little bit. It's a documentary film. If you haven't seen it on Amazon, go and watch it. It's really, really beautiful. You talk a lot about reorchestrating the music for you to be creative and to find that space. And watching it gave me a little bit of anxiety. And I think a little bit was because I obviously don't write music and I don't perform the music over and over again. And I'm not always chasing this bar to be better and push the bar and level up every time.
Yeah.
Is there a point where that gets to you and you go, oh my God, this is like a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's a lot all the time. But I feel like there's something about being in a band or being a songwriter or being someone who wants to like create all the time and make things where I think the way it is for me, like you get so into what you're doing at that moment or that day or that week, and then but then you've got to just constantly be thinking about the next thing. So for us, like working on an album, it's like pulling all these different songs together, and I'm the kind of person that's constantly wanting to change and update and then think about like the campaign around it and the videos and the artwork and how we're going to represent ourselves and all that all that kind of stuff, and the live show, what that's going to look like, and all these different things, and it just is a lot, like, because we are really nerdy and we really care about all the little bits, and we feel really lucky to get to build a little world around the music that we make, and collaborate with filmmakers and directors and all, and make these little weird little music videos and all this kind of stuff. It's a lot. So with the orchestrated stuff, again, it was like, how do we make this? How do we take our songs and completely change them up, and build them up with an orchestra and a gospel choir from scratch, and completely reframe them and do it in a way that feels like good enough to justify itself, and and work with all these different musicians and push ourselves outside our comfort zone. So I probably constantly exist with a sort of low to medium to high level anxiety, like running through everything that I do. But I don't know, I think I probably just need to be a bit like that to get anything done.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, I mean, some people are super chilled and they'll do one thing and it'll do well and they'll be like, that's nice. I was like, yeah, cool. I think others like me are like constantly got to think about the next thing, like what's coming next. And I love being able to juggle loads of different projects and do loads of different things, and that's just that's what makes me happy sometimes. And sometimes it's insanely stressful. Yeah, it is. It can be a lot. I'm not very good at like putting everything down and stepping back, but I'm working on it slowly.
I mean, if you've ever had practice the last year or through 400 and whatever days, whatever day we're on, I don't know, has been great practice for just putting down and breathing, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think for a lot of people, the world grinding to a halt was obviously totally strange, felt kind of semi-apocalyptic and upside down and weird and scary. But I think there's also, for putting aside how difficult it's been for so many people, there was in a weird way a bit of peace in knowing that everything had stopped, even as messed up as it was for so many reasons. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's been. I think some people loved social pressures going away, and and work pressures going away, and all that kind of stuff. For other people, it's been awful. Other people like me probably dealt with it by being like, right, I'm stuck in my house, but I'm going to keep busy. So it's been. We've tried to make the most out of it. I was like working locally, like in a food bank, and working at a vaccine center. Trying to feel like on a personal level, like vaguely useful as a human being, but then also being able to come home after work and write songs and make fun, weird, escapist pop music. So I that was my way of dealing with it.
Well, the rest of the world, the rest of us are drinking box wine and getting fat. You're at food banks and vaccinating and writing
wait.
songs.
There was of drinking as well. there was and many existential crises and and there was the whole lot. But I think
wait, what? You're a normal person who had all of these things? What? No,
and,
never. Speaking of anxiety, right? We're currently in a global pandemic at the moment here in Gauteng. There's a massive flare up. We're in the third wave. Everyone knows someone now personally, once removed, that it has it or has had it or is there. It is here, and you guys as performers are very involved in your shows, and you are in the crowds. And I mean, at one point, someone even took your sound pack off of you.
yeah.
What does this look like now moving forward? Because I see you guys are starting to tour. How do you do this?
Yeah, I don't know. We have, there's a couple of festivals that we're meant to be playing at the end of July that are going to be kind of sort of COVID test events. I just don't know what it looks like. There's a really heavy rock festival that happened in the UK on Friday called Download Festival. And yeah, it was I think there were 10,000 people there, and they're like full mosh pits. Seeing some of like the Euros, the football that's on at the moment, like seeing some countries have full crowds, and it's just so like like everybody at the moment. You look at like 10 people together, and it feels weird. Like let alone hundreds, let alone thousands. Like it's going to be fascinating. I don't know how quickly we'll click back into how stuff was, or I think a lot of people feel really anxious about the idea of being around anyone, let alone camping in a field, let alone being squished up against a bunch of other people at a gig. I just don't know. I think we'll have to just see how comfortable people feel. Personally, I it would probably be hard for me to not leap in the crowd and like jump around. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. I think the fallout, the sort of psychological fallout of everybody's journey through the last sort of year or so is going to be a really interesting one to unpick. I think some people will be so up for just whatever normality used to be, like striving to find that. And there'll be a lot of people who like don't want to go anywhere near anyone else. And I think it's just about being like super respectful and considerate of all of those different people. So yeah, I'll come back to you in a month after these gigs have or haven't happened. Like they were going to happen, then they weren't. Now they might again, but you just never know. Like you said, numbers here are on the rise again. So we'll just have to see what happens. The most important thing is that people are safe and looked after. So music in some ways can wait. So but yeah, I don't know. Maybe did you see the Flaming Lips did the gig with everyone in the bubbles?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Maybe that's the way forward.
I don't love that though. I moaned about it. I bitched about it back in the day about fighting for a beer and standing in a line and getting pushed on. But I really want that now. Like I want that again. I cannot wait to fight for a beer and stand in line for half an hour to wee. Like I really, really want that again. So I just don't know how that's going to happen. And I don't know I mean, tell me. You'll hopefully be touring, and you'll be able to tell me. But I do want you to tell me about your new single, because I got to listen to it and I'm
Oh,
very,
no
very
way.
stoked. And I think this whole house is going to lose their fucking minds. But tell me about Distorted Light Beam, please.
Sorry for being mildly distracted. We're just trying to finalize the video at the moment, which goes out very soon. So I was just got a message from my managers being like asking about the opening titles. Distorted Light Beam is a song. It's euphoric and it's futuristic and it's about escapism and it's about our relationship with technology and our relationship with ourselves via the technology that we use, and and how it can be the most amazing escape, and it can also be kind of weird and destructive and distort your sense of self. We wanted to make something that felt like, I don't know, felt like dreaming and escapism, and using the word dreaming, if it's whether it's daydreaming or the dreaming you do at nighttime, or if that's just a word for like plugging in, putting a headset on, or just being on the internet or whatever. Like it's kind of infinite possibilities that are available to us, and the cost with which they come as well. So but yeah, I guess for us, we wanted it to be like a sonic departure. This album for me is like a science fiction, and we wanted to make, I don't know, something that would jump out and that felt kind of like a weird wave of futuristic euphoria for the summer, for people to like, listen to at in the park with their mates, or like jumping around at home. In our heads it would be in like at a festival in a field or in a club somewhere, but you never know when that's next going to happen. So yeah, for now I hope it's like a nice distraction. I hope it transports you to a slightly different world, and somewhere between a utopia and a dystopia.
No, it definitely does. And it definitely speaks to where we are at the moment. And, there won't be festivals for us, but I mean, I might have a small one in my kitchen on launch day for this, because
there you go.
It's definitely still Bastille. It's definitely still you, but there is a little bit of like a synthwave vibe to it. And I don't know if I'm getting that wrong, but I really am into it. And also some of the lyrics are, I felt like you were dragging me. Like
I'm dragging myself fully.
Yeah. But it's necessary. Okay, so where to from here? You're touring very soon. This is the Distorted Light Beam is coming out very, very, very soon. Video on the way. What next?
Next after Distorted Light Beam is more music. Like this song kicks open the doors. It's the opening track off the new record, and I'm excited for people to hear the rest of it. Really, really excited.
Okay. And you have to pinky promise. I have to go. They're telling me my time is up. But you have to pinky promise that as soon as it's safe to come to South Africa, you got to come back. Pinky.
I will be there. I've got family to visit. I've got cousins and aunts and uncles to see, and cousins' kids to see and catch up with. Like, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to be there as and when it's safe.
Deal. Dan, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you for some parting wisdom, because you were very wise and we love you and look up to you. Mm-hmm. So from you to us, parting wisdom.
Oh, Danny, that is tough. Parting wisdom. I don't know. I guess I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything good that's not insanely cheesy, but
we love cheese.
I guess because everyone's been going through different versions of this big traumatic event, I think it's probably more important now than ever just to be as kind of like patient and sympathetic with other people, and imagine that even if they're being an arsehole to you, that they're probably having not the best day, and all of those things, and just to have a little bit of patience and empathy with everyone, because life is weird and complicated and sometimes great and sometimes awful, and everyone's going through shit and you don't know what they're going through. So I guess that.
Just be lekker.
Yeah. Just be lekker, bro. Yeah.
Awesome. Dan, thank you so much. Good luck. And I know it's going to just smash everything. But thank you for your time.
Thank you. Lovely to see you. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.